Hello, this is Michael Kraut with Idea Dudes. We're going to talk about automating the creation of management of groups. Welcome to the presentation. So if you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the Gogo box at the bottom of the video. Let's get started. So in this module, we're going to be looking at using Dsadd with groups. So what are we doing here? Well, we're teaching you how you can make it so you don't have to spend so much time in front of the computer. You can get this to a point where you're going to make it so you just click on a button or within a program, or you can call this from a batch file, or you can call it from different areas. So we're going to look at Dsadd, the group DN, CSVDE import for groups, LDIFDE for group management, using Dsget and Dsmod, move, and practice in the labs. Make sure you do the labs, because again, what it's going to do is it's going to reinforce what we're going over, and it'll also give you the hands-on. Also watch the demos, because it's going to show you what it looks like when you're doing this stuff. And combining all of it, it's going to give you the ability of passing the exam and also having the real-world skills that employers are looking for. And that's the reason why you're taking this course, to update your skills and also learn how to lower your total cost of ownership. If you can automate things, then what you can do is you can lower that total cost of ownership. So here we're looking at Dsadd. So we have the ds command, which is Dsadd, where you have the object type, which we're connecting to a group. And then we have our DN. Remember, our DN is a distinguished name. So we're doing CN is equal to Disney users, OU is equal to Disney, DC is equal to Contoso, DC is equal to COM. By now, this should be almost effortless in coming up, because all we're doing is saying, okay, what is the object that we're going to create? We're saying it's a group. What is the name of the object, and what is it going to be? It's going to be Disney users. And where is it located? Well, it's going to be in my OU called Disney. And where is that located? Well, it happens to be in Contoso.com. And the SAM ID, we're saying Disney users security group. That's what type of group it's going to be. So what type of group and what is the scope is it's going to be a global group. So the group name is Disney users. A group type is going to be a security group. And the group scope is going to be a global group. So there's different ways to provide group DN parameters. You can do it by piping a list of DNs from another command, such as dsquery. So what are we doing there? What we're doing is we're using the pipe symbol. By typing each of them at the command line, separated by spaces. By leaving the DN parameter blank, require manual entry at the command prompt. Once you do that, it's going to go through and it's going to ask you what are the different DNs. And you'll keep putting them on, and this will be in succession, and this will allow you to be able to have additional ones. Here's the additional options for Dsadd. We have dash security group, yes or no, specifies a group type, security or distribution. So if you say yes for security, then it's not going to be a distribution. Dash scope, which we have local, global, or universal. So domain local, not the local group as in the computer, but local to the domain. So it's a domain local, global, and universal. And then the SAM ID name, which specifies a group name that is omitted, then the DNN will be specify the name. So this is going to be the actual pre-Windows 2000. And then dash DESC, which is going to be description of the group. Members, member DN, specifies the members to add to the group. Remember, that's going to be the deciding factor of who is actually in the group. The members, DN, the members attribute. Members of group DN specifies the group the current group is a member of. So CSVDE, when we're importing a group, this is what we go through. First, we have to come up with the field definitions, which we have the object class, SAM account name, distinguished name, and then if we're going to have any members. So you can see we're going to create the group, which is object classes group. The SAM account name is Disney Admins. Then the actual DN is going to be Disney Admins. OU is equal to Disney. DC is equal to Final Vision. DC is equal to Com. Then we're going to add the members. We're doing Minnie Mouse. The OU is Disney. DC is equal to Final Vision. DC is equal to Com. So when you're adding members to a group, what we do is we identify it using the distinguished name. So we're adding Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse here. When you're using LDIFDE, LDIFDE can be used to create, modify, delete, import, and export. So there's different things. Remember with CSVDE, all we can do is import and export. That's it. But with LDIFDE, we can do a lot more. Next step is import the LDIF file, LDF file. So what we'll do is LDIFDE-I-F, and what is the actual file that we're going to be working with. So here we're creating a group with LDIFDE. We have DN, which is CN is equal to finance, so it's going to be a finance group. Where is it going to be located? Well, it's going to be an OU. Which domain? It's going to be Contoso. Which, it's contoso.com. So what are we doing? We're doing the DN definition there. Then we're going to actually tell LDIFDE that we want to add a principal or add this group to the OU. Then the description is a group description. So we're just saying, okay, what type of group is this? Well, what is it going to use for? This is just additional information that we can use for going through and trying to find this group. So it's finance users. An object group is going to be the object type. So the object type is telling us, hey, this is a type of object that we're going to be adding. It's a group. And then what's the SAM account name? Now, modifying group membership, again, what we're going to do is we're going to identify the actual DN. DN, CN is equal to finance. OU is equal to Disney. DC is equal to Contoso. DC is equal to Com. The pipe, the change type is going to be modified. So this is a command saying, hey, this is what we want to do. And we're going to add a member. And the way that we do it here, instead of doing the member of or member, we do member, and then we specify what is the DN. So CN is Pluto Dog, OU is equal to Disney, OU is equal to Contoso, DC is equal to Com. So we're putting a new group in finance in the Disney OU and Contoso.com. The member is going to be Pluto Dog. He's in Disney. He's in Contoso.com. Dsget is another utility of the DS commands that we can use, and this is used to retrieve membership. So we can do dsget group, the group DN, and members. And when we say expand, what it's going to do is it's going to expand, show you all the different members of that group. So it's a complete list of members of a group. So -expand. Dsget Options, here we go. We're looking at expand and performs the task of expanding a nesting group. So here what we're doing is dsget, what is the actual object, the group DN, members, -expand. That will be able to show all the nesting of the group. So any groups that are involved, also any users. Now, when we're looking at dsget, we can also do it through the user. And you can see member of. The member of is saying, okay, who is a member of this group? So then expanding will give us all the information about returns a member of a group or the group an object is a member of. And then expand is going to show us exactly who is in this group. Group membership with Dsmod. We can do Dsmod, which is the ds command. We're bringing up the group object, which is group, the object class, which is group. And again, what we're doing is we're going in, looking at finance, which is in the Disney OU and Contoso.com. We're adding a member, Donald Duck. So the action is -add member. and this DN is Donald Duck, OU is Disney, DC is equal to Contoso, DC is equal to com. So what are the options for modifying membership? Well, we can do -add member with a member DN. The member DN is going to describe through LDAP what the actual member is. Adds a member to the group. -rm member, what that does is removes the member from the group. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to use the DN. So adding members using Dsget and Dsmod. What we're doing here is we're saying, okay, I want to see everybody that's in the sales group. We want to find the members, and we're going to add these over to another group. So we're doing Dsget, get the members from the sales group and the Disney OU, and we're going to pipe this information into the marketing group. So here we're saying DS group, CN is equal to marketing, OU is equal to Disney, Final Vision, DC is equal to com, and we're doing -add member. And that what we're saying here is give me the salespeople, put them into marketing. Renaming a group with Dsmove, what we do is we select or we use the Dsmove command, which is a DS command. Identify the DN, which is CN is equal to marketing, OU is equal to Disney, DC is equal to Contoso, DC is equal to com. New name is human resources. So what we're doing is saying, okay, marketing, we're going to change into human resources. Moving groups with Dsmove. So that was renaming. This one is moving. Dsmove is a command. We have to identify the actual OU, DN, so it's marketing. And what is the command is going to be new parent for the action. And we're going to move it to Florida. OU is Disney. DC is equal to Contoso. DC is equal to com. So we're moving marketing into Florida. OU. So Dsmod or the DS options, Dsmove options, we have the object DN specifies the object distinguished name. -new name is used to rename an object. -new parent is used to move an object from one container to another. And that's what we just did with moving marketing over to Florida. Deleting groups with dsrm, which what this is doing is going to take away the actual group. We have the ds command, which is dsrm, and then we just have to identify what is a group DN. And that's all it's to it. Windows PowerShell, we're doing members adds path, which saves the LDAP definition to a variable. So we're identifying what it is. And so we're saving it to the variable, and then we're going to call it from the variable. So we're doing object group, ADSI. Remember what that does is that identifies what is the actual location we want research, OU Disney, and DC is equal to Contoso, DC is equal to com. Now here what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we want to move Donald Duck, or we want to add Donald Duck to the research. So that's why we do object group.add members adds path. And what that is that's the variable up here. And so we're just adding Donald Duck over to the research. So adds the member to the research. DSRM options. You have the distinguished name, which is the object DN. No prompt will not ask for confirmation of a deletion. -C continues mode, keeps going when there's an error is encountered. Now, looking at VB scripting, pretty much the same thing. What we're doing is we're setting a variable here as member adds path. The LDAP, which is CN is equal to Minnie Mouse, OU is equal to Disney, DC is equal to Final Vision, DC is equal to com. Then we say get object instead of adds path, ADSIA. Remember, ADSI, what it is that's a translator. So here we're saying get the object, which we're kind of like doing the translator. Late LDAP, Disney users, that is going to be the actual group that we're going to add Minnie Mouse to, which is located underneath the Disney OU and the finalvision.com domain. So all we do is object group.add and members adds path. So defining the object, designating the destination, and then adding the user. So we have a practice. Exercise 1 is create a group with Dsadd. Exercise 2 is import the groups with CSVDE. Exercise 3 is modify the group membership with LDIFDE. Exercise 4, you're going to modify the group membership with Dsmod. Exercise 5 is going to configure the group membership with Dsget. And it's about 120 minutes. So make sure you do this. It's going to reinforce the skills. It's going to help you when you have to do this on the exam and also in the real world. Do you have any questions? Use the question comment box at the bottom of the video. Thanks for joining us.